Mighty new generation, the key to Bangladesh's future, Chief Advisor says at Digital Expo 2026. US ready to work with elected Bangladesh government, US ambassador makes statement after meeting CEC. Election fever grips nation as candidates storm villages and city streets dawn to dusk. Jamaat Amir calls upcoming election a turning point for the nation. BNP Chairman's advisor Mahdi Amin slams rival top leaders for reviving corruption champion narrative. Over 4,32,000 votes cast through Postal BD apps as 29,728 ballots pour into Bangladesh. February 1 set for next hearing in enforced disappearance and torture cases against Sheikh Hasina and 16 others. Tehran warns neighbors as US announces fresh military drills in Middle East. And Bangladesh women storm into T20 World Cup after 39-run win over Thailand. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Musad Nazib welcoming you to News at 10. You've just heard the headlines. Now we move on to the news in details. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus has stressed on gearing up the technological advancement in the country to roll with the rapidly changing world, saying its sector will shape the future. He made the remarks while addressing the inaugural session of the Digital Device and Innovation Expo 2026 at the Bangladesh-China Friendship Conference Center in the city today. The Chief Advisor also launched the website and logo of the Bangladesh Innovation Challenge. Speaking on the occasion, the Chief Advisor said, though other traditional sectors will exist, the technology sector will remain the driving force like wind or air, touching and reshaping every other sector. Stressing that preparation must therefore begin now to advance the sector, he called upon the concerned authorities to come out of the traditional thinking while formulating policies for this sector. The Chief Advisor said older generations are increasingly unable to lead younger ones, not because of ill intent, but because their minds simply do not function the same way. Noting that outdated worldview is still reflected in Bangladesh ICT sector, he emphasized on introducing true digital governance to reach the government services to the people directly. Professor Yunus pointed out that Bangladeshis are highly talented and creative, stressing that this talent and creativity must not be used for harmful or unethical purposes.
চব্বিশ গণঅভ্যুত্থান আমাদের সামনে অনেক সম্ভাবনার দরজা খুলে দিয়েছে, যার নেতৃত্বে ছিল তরুণরা। এই তরুণরাই নতুন বাংলাদেশের নেতৃত্ব দেবে, শুধু বাংলাদেশ নয়, তারা গোটা বিশ্বের নেতৃত্ব দেবে। বর্তমান তরুণ প্রজন্ম আগেকার প্রজন্ম থেকে সম্পূর্ণ আলাদা। ইন্টারনেট যখন বন্ধ করে দেওয়া হলো, সমস্ত তরুণ সারা দেশে বিক্ষুব্ধ হয়ে গেছে। সে বিক্ষোভের পরিমাণ এত ছিল, তারা ফুটন্ত তেলের মতো টকবক করছিল। কি হয়েছে? ইন্টারনেট বন্ধ করে দিয়েছে। এখন বুঝতে পারেন ইন্টারনেটটা তার প্রাণের কত প্রিয় জিনিস, এটা সহ্য করতে পারতেছে না। এমন টকবক করলো এই উত্তেজনায়, শেষ পর্যন্ত একটা মহা শক্তিশালী একটা সরকারকে পালাতে হলো। পৃথিবীর চ্যাম্পিয়ন কিসে? জালিয়াতি। সব জিনিস জাল। বহু দেশ আমাদের পাসপোর্ট গ্রহণ করে না, ভিসা জাল, পাসপোর্ট জাল। আপনারা নিশ্চয় পত্রিকায় দেখেছেন আমেরিকান ভিসা জাল। এটা একটা জালিয়াতের কারখানা বানাইছে আমরা। আমাদের বুদ্ধি আছে, না হলে জালিয়াতি করতে পারতাম না, কিন্তু খারাপ কাজে লাগাচ্ছে। যে জালিয়াতি করতে জানে তার কাছে অনেক ক্রিয়েটিভিটি। কাজেই আমাদেরকে প্রযুক্তিতে আসতে হলে ন্যায্য জিনিস নিয়ে আসতে হবে। জালিয়াতির কারখানা, এই দেশ জালিয়াতির কারখানা হবে না, হবে না, হবে না। এটাকে আমরা করতে চাই না।
Special Assistant to the Chief Advisor for Post, Telecommunications and Information Technology, Faiz Ahmed Taib, spoke at the function as special guest with ICT Division Secretary Shish Haider Chaudhry in the chair. Managing Director of Bangladesh High-Tech Park Authority Mohammad Mamunur Rashid Bhuiya and President of Bangladesh Computer Shomiti Mohammad Zahirul Islam also addressed the function. Later, Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus went round to the expo premises jointly organized by ICT Division, Bangladesh High-Tech Park Authority and Bangladesh Computer Shomiti, which will continue till January 31st. United States Ambassador to Bangladesh Brent T. Christensen has said the U.S. government remains neutral in Bangladesh's elections and is ready to work with whichever government is elected by the people. The United States government does not take sides in Bangladesh's elections. The outcome of the election is for the Bangladesh people and only the Bangladeshi people to decide, he told reporters after a meeting with Chief Election Commissioner A.M.M. Nasiruddin in the city's Nirbachan Bhavan in Dhaka today. About the meeting with the CEC, he said it was a very good meeting to talk about the February 12 election, and the Chief Election Commissioner explained to him a great deal about all the policies, preparations and procedures that the interim government has been doing in preparation for the February 12th elections. Ambassador Christensen said the chief advisor told him last week that the chief advisor hopes that it will be a festive day for the election day. Later, Senior Secretary of the Election Commission, Akhtar Ahmed, told reporters that the U.S. envoy and his delegation were briefed on the overall management of the parliamentary election and referendum, with particular interest shown by them in the postal ballot system. The EC Secretary said the ambassador also inquired about the enforcement of the Electoral Code of Conduct and measures taken in cases of violations. The Election Commission explained that handled through a complaint management cell, inquiry committees and coordination with magistrates, Akhtar Ahmed said. He said that the U.S. envoy also asked whether there had been any reports of excessive actions by law enforcement agencies. In response, the EC said no such incidents had been reported at the commission level, and if any local issue was there, it was resolved locally, he said. Only 14 days remain before the 13th national parliamentary election. After a long wait, nominated candidates are set to engage in a closely contested race in the much-anticipated election. For the first time alongside the 13th national parliamentary election, the state will undergo reform through a historic referendum reflecting the people's verdict. As a result, campaigns for the referendum on constitutional reform based on the July National Charter 2025 are gaining momentum across the country, urging voters to cast a yes or no vote. With awareness banners proclaiming this time the key to change is in the hand of the voters, this unique referendum has opened a new chapter in the upcoming election by emphasizing the importance of the people's decision through a yes or no vote. Meanwhile, centering on the upcoming parliamentary election, nominated candidates in the country's 298 constituencies have launched an intense wave of campaigning with their activists and supporters. Carrying promises of development-oriented initiatives, candidates are tirelessly reaching out to the voters. Voters want to elect a capable and popular representative who will stand by local residents through comprehensive development of their constituencies. The people's expectation is a new Bangladesh free from corruption and terrorism and guided by capable representatives. Bangladesh Jamati Islami Amir Dr. Shafiqur Rahman has said that, like other political parties, his party is also apprehensive about security centering the 13th national parliamentary election. He made the remarks this morning while campaigning in the Dhaka 15 constituency. Shafiqur Rahman said Jamaat is also concerned about security. However, solutions will be searched by discussing the matter with the concerned authorities, claiming that Jamaat's public rallies are drawing large crowds and receiving a strong response. Dr. Shafiqur Rahman alleged that activists of the alliance are being attacked in different areas and that electoral discipline is being disrupted. He stressed that the country must be steered towards discipline through the election. The Election Commission has taken notice of certain individuals collecting voters' personal information and national identity cards under the guise of election campaigning. Such activities are punishable offence under the law. The BNP views the Election Commission's initiative to keep all citizens and organizations away from the above-mentioned activities positively. BNP's Election Management Committee spokesman and party chairman's advisor Mahdi Amin said this at a briefing at Gulshan in the capital today. Top leaders of a particular party have taken on the responsibility of spreading the old false and deceptive world champion of corruption narrative from the fascist era. However, it has been nationally proved that the rate of corruption reduced gradually after BNP came to power. 11-party alliance candidate and NCP leader Nahid Islam today observed that some apprehension exists about holding a free and fair election. He made the observation while addressing a campaign rally in Ward number 21 of Dhaka North City Corporation. He said voters are responding enthusiastically and added that if a peaceful atmosphere is ensured, people will cast their votes in favor of the 11-party alliance. Nahid Islam alleged that law enforcement agencies and the Election Commission often fail to address irregularities related to election campaigns. Chief Advisor Special Assistant Professor Ali Riaz has said that despite differences of opinion over national elections and referendums, the upcoming national parliamentary election is unlike Bangladesh's previous 12 elections, as the country's democratic transition now hinges on the success of this vote. He made the remarks today at a roundtable discussion titled Peaceful Elections and Prevention of Violence, Insights from Field-Level Experiences, held at a city hotel. Bangladesh Enterprise Institute President Muhammad Humayun Kabir presided over the function, while representatives of various political parties as well as individuals from different sectors attended it. Professor Ali Riaz said the existing constitution has contributed to the creation of a fascist system of governance in Bangladesh. He warned that if the country moves forward while keeping the current constitution intact, Bangladesh may once again repeat past mistakes. A total of 29,728 postal ballots cast by expatriates have arrived in the country after voting. The Election Commission EC disclosed this information today. In a press statement, the EC said that 7,66,862 ballots were delivered to the respective destination countries. 4,99,328 ballots were received by the voters. 4,32,989 voters have completed voting and 3,79,579 ballots were submitted by voters to the post offices or mailboxes of the respective countries. Of this, 29,728 ballots have so far reached Bangladesh. The EC stated that postal ballots will be counted only if they reach by 4:30 p.m. on the voting day, February 12th. Meanwhile, ballots from 3 categories of domestic voters have not yet started to return. A total of 15,33,000 voters have registered to vote by postal ballot from within the country and abroad. The International Crimes Tribunal has scheduled February 1 for the next hearing of witness testimonies in a case filed against 17 individuals including Sheikh Hasina and 11 former and serving army officers over allegations of enforced disappearances and torture at the Rapid Action Battalion's Task Force for Interrogation (TFI) cell during the regime of the ousted Awami League. Tribunal 1 issued the order today. On the same day, the fourth day of witness testimony was held in another case at the same tribunal involving allegations of enforced disappearances and the torture at the joint interrogation cell against Sheikh Hasina and 13 others, including army officers. In this case, lawyers representing the accused army officers today cross-examined former army officer Hasinur Rahman, who was a victim of enforced disappearance. So far, BNP leader Humam Kadir Chaudhry and barrister Arman, both victims of enforced disappearance, have given testimony in these two cases. Meanwhile, in the case over the killing of Imam Hassan Taim in Jatrabari during the July mass uprising, the International Crimes Tribunal has scheduled February 2nd for the defense hearing on the framing of charges. At Tribunal 2, the date was set today following the completion of the prosecution's hearing. In the morning, a total of 21 people, including 13 arrested army officers, were produced before the tribunal in connection with these cases. Now, international news.